He's my brother. I still love him, but he spun me out.
Job on me to come in up there running in the top 5 this shorter race.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how did Earnhardt used to sell you on pitting?
He'd say I'm in. oh, no. Trouble, man. Big trouble
At least
there.
3 cars. And more.
Lots of trouble
Jeff
up there.
Gordon's involved.
Just look out, don't
Kevin Harvick.
I couldn't tell what happened, but somebody got into the back of the 16 car and turned him.
Greg Biffle and Greg, I know you're a little upset. What happened?
I think the replay shows that Kurt Busch got his head up as whatever, you know. I mean, I guess I got to take Kevin Harvick's, you know, road, but I just don't understand what. I mean, you got to finish the race to do anything, and he wrecked us on the straightaway. I mean, not in the corner, not going in the corner, on the straightaway. I never lifted on the gas, you know. I mean, he had more motor than I did, you know, because he's higher in points, but I feel bad for these guys. A really good car. We're going to the front. I felt that we had a chance at $1 million tonight for sure. Had a good enough race car, but you got to have teammates with common sense.
Greg, how disappointing is this for you?
It's terrible disappointing, and it's worse for Roush Racing. I mean, we took out the whole field. Kurt Busch took out the whole field, and 2 really good cars had a chance at $1 million tonight. If I was Jack Roush, I don't know what I'd do.
You've seen something that you would not have seen last year. Kevin Harvick gets the 21 car.
Trouble, turn 3. Got a car turned around into the wall.
Scott Riggs.
It's one of the championship contenders, Riggs. Oh, and he gets hit again and again.
Talk to me when you get a chance, Scott. Talk to me.
Title bid over.
I'm okay.
Scott Riggs in that 10 car started the race in 20th position. He was involved in a crash late in last Saturday's race at Rockingham when he was the championship leader, dropped him from 1st all the way to 5th in the standings, and now he doesn't even finish 1 lap here at Homestead today, and his title bid is over.
Cars go down the corner, and it looks like he's got bumped from behind.
And that was one of his teammates that bumped him, BP. That was John Wood in the 15, who's driving a 3rd car this weekend for that race team.
See, once again, on the outside.
Oh, boy.
Man, oh, man.
That is going to make John Wood absolutely sick.
Cautions breed cautions. When we left you, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon were battling side by side for 5th. Watch the contact between them and watch the left rear tire on Gordon's car, top of your screen.
It's all good, all good. They make contact right there, and when you go by, you see the left rear is down.
And that's right about where the tailpipes exit on the right side of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car.
Yeah, you can see a little damage on the side of Junior's car where the tailpipes got in there, the jack stop. Right there, they touched.
And there you see the 2 exhaust pipes behind that arrow, which is the jack post, and you see the tire mark. Pretty clear. And we heard from Jeff Gordon.
Oh, we're in the wall. Yeah, Junior just cut our left rear. Thank you, Junior. Appreciate it, buddy. That just sucks right there.
When he tried to correct it, he just gets right into the left rear of his teammate, Ricky Rudd, that 88 car, hard lick to the inside wall.
We are live at the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the cars have run a half a lap under green. Brett Bodine is the 11th leader of the day. And with his lead, he becomes the 3rd Bodine to lead in the event. And there was contact between Jeff and Brett.
Looks like there might have been some contact between those 2 cars because Brett got his car. Oh! And a Jeff Bodine spin coming off turn 4 right in front of the entire field.
Look at everybody going to the inside to try to avoid the trouble. Some coming down pit road. Well, you saw there contact between brothers, Brett and Jeff. There was minor contact of the 2 in turn 3. And when they come off turn 4, it looked like there was more contact. And Jeff spun around in front of the entire.
So the good news is he's okay. But last week at Rockingham, he slapped the wall. And again, trouble today.
7th place battle, a good one, but now Ron Hornaday backing up.
Yeah.
And in the wall, One car spinning at turn 2. Slam in the wall. Rusty Wallace, another of the favorites.
I think there must be oil in the turn over there.
Well, Ricky Craven, here comes Craven around to the caution again, still out on the racetrack.
Isn't that 2 and 12?
That's teammates. 12,
Yeah,
Jeremy Mayfield, 2 and Rusty
12.
Wallace.
And they're torn up big time.
Now, first, Brett Bodine spun and hit the wall. That brought out the caution. And then in turn 2, Wallace and Mayfield spun up into the wall.
Yeah, I think there's oil on the racetrack. There's no question
about it. Got a good chance at it.
There's Rusty.
There's Rusty. There you see him getting oil right here, spinning to hit the outside wall. There's Jeremy. He got clipped by Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, and he gets into the outside wall.
Yeah.
Three wide.
Oh, Hamlin.
Teammates, Denny Hamlin and Tony Stewart. Stewart, who was going for his 3rd straight win.
Oh, and there's still wrecking. There's Junior.
It's what Kyle talked about on the pre-race show. There's one wreck, and then there's the follow-up wreck. And Junior is
See, 11 car. Stewart's got a really good run, and it looked like he got in the back of the 11 car, Kyle.
Yeah,
that wasn't an arrow loose. That was a touch.
As a car owner, that is a nightmare come to life.
Nightmare, exactly. And see, these guys back here, like I was talking about, everybody's checking up, and they got no place to go.
On board with Tony Stewart.
There's definitely contact there. They just, he had a good run. That's when you're making time up on a guy like that. Sometimes when you're coming up on him, especially in the corner, you'll get that guy loose. And Hamlin may have had to lift just a little bit because Tony Stewart got him loose to begin with. But still, in the end result, he hit him.
2 laps to go.
Dale Jarrett in the lead. Morgan Shepherd in 2nd. Earnhardt 3rd. Back straight away. Jarrett pulling away. Ooh, in the wall. The Waltrip brothers. Darrell and Michael tear them up. This will be for the finish. Coming down, it will be white and yellow coming to the line. The winner is going to be Jarrett. 2nd is going to be Shepherd. And coming home 3rd this afternoon is going to be Earnhardt.
This is Darrell and Michael here.
Michael's car got loose on him coming out of turn 2 then.
Darrell was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. He was headed around Michael on the outside.
Yep. Uncle Mike couldn't do a thing about it. Ooh.
Talking about business picking up on the last lap. 9 of the top 20 drivers just ran their individual fastest lap of this race so far.
Trouble off turn 4 here. We got a big one.
David Reagan hard into the wall in that AAA car.
We got about 5 or 6 cars that went down pit road, and I don't know. Matt Kenseth has some damage, but that's amazing if we only have 2 cars with damage.
Reagan, who finished 5th in his first 500 1 year ago, takes a hard hit, and his Roush Fenway teammate Matt Kenseth ends up with the worst of it.
And both of those cars were up in the top 10.
Somebody talk to me.
Kenseth coming back up pit road, either to his pit or the garage area. Watch the number 6 and 17, middle of your screen.
6 just comes up from the bottom, and I think he must have hoped, because he sure wasn't, hoping that Matt would cut him some slack. But that's 2 team cars, and I think Reagan hoped that Matt may give him a little break.
Darrell, did it almost look like that he had no control over the car going up there? It looks like it was just in a slide up there to some degree.
Kenseth has gone to the garage.
And we're seeing 3 wide racing through the corner at Bristol. We don't see that a lot right here. And Jimmy Johnson gets...
Whoa, look at it, guys. Big stack up.
One inside.
Oh, Kurt Busch gets turned, and he has got damage. He will continue on. The 29 car of Kevin Harvick.
Oh, he gets into his teammate right there. Wow. I believe he might have got
a bunch of damage here, guys.
hit by his teammate.
Watch this thing. Yow. Good thing that Tony gave him a little recovery.
Car in the wall, turn 2.
Big time.
And it is Carl Edwards. No caution.
And he had worked his way up into the top 10. In fact, he was running 7.
He's in big trouble now.
You rode with him as he pounded it.
Okay, just hold it up there. Hold it up there. You got more coming.
And he cannot get to pit road.
Not going to get there this time. We stay green.
I mean, he's going to get run
There
over
it is.
from behind,
Caution is
for
out.
heaven's sake.
Edwards could not get to pit road. Now he loops around wrong way.
Coming your way, guys.
I don't think they're going to be real happy about that move.
Nice of my teammates to wreck me.
Well, I don't think he could have made it all the way around, Larry. But for that move, as you said, NASCAR not happy, and they're going to hold Carl one lap.
I think at this point that's the least of Carl's problems.
It's Biffle that gets into Carl Edwards.
Ooh, the Biff. Yeah, Carl's car is a mess.
Yep. Now
he's going to the garage.
Yeah, he couldn't get down to the inside because of all these cars, and he ends up pounding it again in turn 3.
And you know what? He couldn't get to the inside. And I mean, quite honestly, I thought there'd be a caution before this. But nonetheless, he gets past pit road entrance. His car is wrecked. He's just trying to get back to the garage. He didn't want to string parts and pieces all the way around the racetrack. Wow. That's a hard lick, guys.
Yeah.
It's right off that safer barrier, too.
Oh, look out. 31 Jeff Burton is loose. Is he going to keep it off the wall? Look out. Everybody.
Caution's out. Caution's out. Way to hang on.
Scattering, and looks like he's going to keep it in one piece.
I'm not believing that. Wow. Looked like he was going to total that thing. Look, he can't even see.
Yeah, there's no way he could see out of the cockpit of that car right now.
He's going to have some help from the spotter here.
I can't see in front of me. Talk to me. Talk to me. You're fine. You're fine. Just keep on coming. Come on.
Oh, he cut right across in front of Clint Boyer. His teammate. It didn't look like Clint did anything wrong. It looked like Jeff may have thought he had him cleared, but he turned dead left in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know if that was information from the spotter or if Jeff just thought he had that much.
But you see the graphic right there.
Around
He started in the 8th position. Boy,
right in front of his brother.
Right in front of him. 2/3 of the field.
No, not right in front of his brother. His brother spun him out.
Oh, that.
It looks like the only other thing that happened was J.J. Yeley there in a 96 car got tagged from behind. No real damage.
I believe you'll see this 2-car show a little brotherly love here.
Blaney in the 22.
Here comes the 2. Hello. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Daryl, about all you can say.
There just in my way.
There was no give and take there at all.
Well, there was a hole there when Kurt Busch went down to the inside. He was right down against the curbing. But
look what's going to be in row number 2. Let's take you back a few laps ago, as this was Ricky Stenhouse and Carl Edwards going after each other.
Ricky drives deep in the corner, makes the pass, but carries too much speed in the corner, allows the car to slide up. Carl's close enough to make him loose, does the crossover, comes off the corner, and just runs out of room.
Yeah.
He was really hard in the gas is why he ran out of room.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky smokes in there. Now, Ricky's loose now. I mean, he slid right up in front of Carl, so, it's not like Carl made him loose. And then Ricky was still gathering it up when they got together. I mean, I didn't see where Carl really did a lot there.
All right, let's listen in on Ricky's radio.
I know you're frustrated, man. I don't want to see anybody race you like that. But we're big picture racing here. We got to take care of our stuff. 10-4, but we're going to stand our ground, too.
Green flag in the air. It's an outstanding start. Carl Edwards is really capitalizing. Sticks to the bumper of Elliott. It's a little wiggly in turn, a little loose in turn 1 and 2.
And look at Stenhouse shootout. He's going to try and make a run underneath on the 33. And here we go, side by side with the 60. Oh, Mayhew gets a little nudge from behind, runs him up towards the wall.
That was quite the move for Ricky's partner.
That was a spontaneous move, and that's typical of a young driver. That's impressive.
The top 3 are trying to check out on the rest of the field. Down the backstretch, side by side. Stenhouse down low.
Stenhouse driving deep in the corner here.
Stenhouse and Carl can't even see that 2-car right now. They're just thinking about each other.
Yeah, that can lead you into trouble, can't it?
Oh, that can lead you into trouble.
Yeah, you got to get over this. I think that Carl knows if Ricky clears him, he's gone. Carl's driving really, really hard.
Well, and Stenhouse is now cleared, and now he's going down the back straightaway. And here comes a little more contact. And Sadler gets out of the way. He may lose a spot to Josh Wise.
This is an interesting battle.
you'd never know these guys were teammates.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear the comment by Carl Edwards. This obviously goes back to last week, and what we saw off turn 4 earlier in the race was a little bit of payback, a little bit of, all right, whatever you give me, I'm going to give you back.
Matter of fact, they're closing, Larry. They're catching him back now.
They flew through the middle of turn 3 and 4.
Kyle Busch.
Side corner, clear, clear.
Kyle looking for the lead, 8 laps away from $1 million.
Hamlin is good on the bottom, but that 18 is good on the top, and he blocks him. Oh, he put a block on him.
He put him in the wall.
He put him in the wall.
But he's not going to quit, but here comes the 48 and the 2 of Kurt Busch.
Oh, man.
And Logano.
And he thought his brother was rough on him.
And Hamlin almost gets the wall. Here comes Kurt Busch for the lead.
7 more, Kurt. Let's get it, baby.
How about that?
Leader, boys, 2.
Over the wall, 2 of them hard, turn 1. And it's Casey Kane and Kyle Busch.
Ooh, I believe the 18 got into that wall. When he got in the wall over there, in the 11 car, it must have cut a tire down. Boy, that
heavy damage.
It's $1 million demolition derby, Larry.
Here's what happened.
I think that right front tire just finally went down.
It finally blew, and the 9 car was just in the wrong place. Ooh.
It was the right side window.
Yeah.
And the back wheels of Casey's car came off the ground.
Well, that 18, that thing blows a tire right there, and he clips the back of Casey Kane. Parks flying out.
Turn 3, Montoya in the fence, along with Jamie McMurray.
Took his teammate. That's teammates right there. And Kurt Busch, the 2 car, was heavily involved.
That'll put us back under caution at lap 94. Right front damage.
Going up really bad.
For McMurray, that's his assessment of it. And worse for Montoya.
Just a little contact there, McMurray into the side of the 42 car. Montoya.
It's almost like McMurray's car walked up just a little bit, maybe. It's almost like maybe Montoya came down, McMurray maybe went up just a little bit. Didn't take much.
That's what happens right there, Lee. You know, the guy on the outside's got to make the corner. Yep, a little contact.
And Kurt Busch, the pole sitter, with nowhere to go. Matt, what they say on the radio?
Jamie Mack just told Bono, he said, my fault, I apologize, I went to turn down, the car got loose.
Yep.
And then you can't turn the wheel.
Tell you what, we got a little rivalry going on here today, boys. That 28, the 48 and Jimmy Johnson 24 of Jeff Gordon, they are after each other. You wouldn't know they're teammates today, would you, Larry?
No, but it looks like the 48's a little better getting in the corner. When he runs the high line, he can hold his ground on the exit. 24 cars are not going quite as deep, Jeff Gordon, as that 48 car is going in the corner.
48's a little tight getting in. You can drive it in a little bit harder if it'll stick.
But look at the aggression and the drive shown by Jeff Gordon.
Whoa, they hit, I'm telling you.
I don't know if he has the best car, but Jeff Gordon has the drive to win this race.
Remember they came by here a little bit ago pushing each other. That time they bounced off of each other.
And you know what? I love it. I love Jeff Gordon showing this kind of aggression in that 24 car. Don't back down.
That outside line is going to prevail. I'm telling you, there's so many of them out there, and you're down on that bottom by yourself.
But can they run that tightly packed together for 6.5 more laps, or is something going to have to give?
Boy, Jeff Gordon in the 24 just got forced all the way down on the apron. He's going to
give.
Really
that 48 car right there just got knocked out of line, lost his momentum.
And it's Stewart and Jr. versus McMurray, Biffle, Montoya. Trouble, front straightaway in the trioval. It's Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon and Scott Speed.
Something was going on with that group back there. There was a couple of them falling backwards when they went through 3 and 4.
Caution's out with 6 laps to go.
Straightaway. But let's take a look at, here we are going down the back. Here, right in here. Here's Jeff Burton going right there. He and Jeff Gordon. And you see Gordon gets down on the apron. Jimmy Johnson crowded 24 Jeff Gordon down on the apron. That backed everybody up.
And you see the 48 car really backing up.
Yeah, they both lost their momentum.
They just lost their momentum.
And then, look, Mike Bliss in the 09 car tried to make it 4 wide on the exit of turn 4 into the trioval, and there just was nowhere for these guys to go.
Once you lose your momentum, it just backs everything up until somebody runs over somebody.
And Bliss had to be afraid to lift, because in this situation, lifters are losers. You want to try to maintain that momentum, but Burton just shut him off.
Yeah, he did.
Not
Burton,
intending to.
No, Burton kind of got shoved up there, if you will, and Mike Bliss in the 09 had nowhere to go.
The 48 is testing my patience, I can tell you that. It takes a lot to make me mad, and I'm pissed right now. I mean,
stay out when some of these other guys have to come in. That could get them back to the front, but driving back to the front's pretty tough. Oh, Michael just got turned.
And look at Matt Kenseth in the 17 gets wrapped up in it.
Bunch of cars. What in the world happened, guys?
You think Chip Ganassi's had problems? I think the two DEI cars just got together and brought on that big pileup
on the straightaway. I tell you, that's right where there's no soft wall, and that's all on left side too. Well, let's see what happened here, boys.
This was coming down the front stretch here.
Oh,
I mean, the picture tells the story right there.
He just jacked him up.
And of course, nowhere for Matt Kenseth in the 17 to go. That was ugly.
And the two other cars. The 32 of Reed Sorensen, one of our championship contenders, and Trevor Bayne.
31 crashes. Be ready.
Heard on the radio, 31.
There was a lot
That's what
going
happens
on.
when we get back in the field over stupid stuff.
So Trevor's hopes of winning his first Nationwide Series race are going to be put on hold again.
Boy, this has big championship implications right here with Reed Sorensen, Elliott Sadler, who just took the wave around, back on the lead lap now. Will be able to come to pit road and get some fresh tires, work on his car some more.
And you can see the damage is too severe for Reed to be able to continue.
Yeah, he's got a lot of problems. They're going to go behind the wall. They'll probably not be able to get back in.
All right, here's the 22 first.
That's just slight contact with Brad, but you see all these cars racing hard, and the 31 did get into Reed.
And it collects the 16 of Trevor Bayne as well from high above.
And you can see Reed Sorensen right there in front of Allgaier, and they get forward wide.
Yeah, that's just a mistake. Yeah, Allgaier just tried to push the issue a little bit too much there. You jump in the throttle, you got to give a little bit of room.
Yeah, don't forget those two guys are teammates.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun team meeting when this deal's over.
Yeah, it's a hard lick too for both Trevor Bayne and for Reed Sorensen. That's a tough break.
Temper's really flaring here to bring out the 6th caution. It was teammates that caused this caution, and here is how it all began.
Yeah, it went back a long time to a previous caution flag. You see them leaving pit road there. Max crowded Todd a little bit. Then Todd shows his displeasure, runs in the back of Max. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and they get out on the racetrack as soon as Todd catches Max. Look, Todd gives him a little shove. I believe, Phil, Max tries to brake check Todd. There is no other way that truck would just spin around like that on the straightaway. I believe he was slowing down to say, get off of me, Todd, and it put him right in the fence. As a team owner, that's your worst nightmare.
It certainly is. And remember how good Max's truck has been. He was running up in the top 5, I believe, in the 4th spot when that happened.
Oh, big trouble, front straightaway. That's Brian Vickers, who looked like he got a piece of the wall. Jimmy Johnson able to drive through behind. He was back there after having to make that second trip down pit road. Vickers spent a lot of today inside the top 10, was running 22nd when he got the wall here. Now we take a look at what happened.
He's down on the flat right there. Oh.
Teammates.
Yeah, they just... That's a hard one. I mean, there was no... He's on the inside. Maybe
I think Casey just ran. Casey just looked like he ran out of. Casey had the 36 up on the high side right there, and he was already leaning on the 36.
Yeah, Casey's trying to get off the 36, and I don't know how you could. Not like you could do there. You know what I mean?
Matt Kenseth now coming in. He's said over the radio that he didn't appreciate the 99 contact that initiated the spin.
All right, worthy of following up on what happened to Matt Kenseth that put us under this caution flag.
There's been a lot of racing back in this group, and you see, I don't know, Matt Kenseth might have been a little bit slow back to the throttle.
Hit him hard, bud. No, I didn't hit him hard. Man, relay if you can. I truly was doing everything I could to stop.
So that the cause of the third caution, a race between a couple of teammates, and the chase.
The only thing Junior can do here is help the 18 try to pass the 20. Junior's not going to get to the front. And I don't think that they're going to get by the 20 car. Look at this. You called it, Randy.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle Busch just got just enough run on the 20, but had to get out of the throttle because the front end took off.
Yeah, and actually he pushed him by.
Out of turn 4, final lap On a Friday night, July 4th in Daytona, the 20 car goes to victory lane once again. Denny Hamlin takes the win as the car spins out of turn 4 into the grass area. That is Mike Wallace and his Toyota, our in-race reporter, and he has had some significant contact with the wall. Good news is window net is down, and Mike's moving around inside the car, getting ready to pull the helmet off. Let's show you what happened with the fireworks on the final turn of the final lap.
All these guys jockeying for positions. Looks like he got a little tap from behind.
And there's the contact, hard contact. Fortunately, it was the soft wall, safer barrier, but still heavy damage on the front of Mike Wallace's Toyota.
Casey Kane gets turned around. Greg Biffle involved. Martin is there. No caution has come out. They're going to let him race back as Gurdy piles in, and now the caution.
6. You knew that was going to be big when you saw the 9 coming back across the racetrack.
Okay,
Here's what happened
final lap. Casey, and Allmendinger put a big block on him, and that's what it was. He put and man, once you get that grass, you're done.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a hit, man.
Wow.
That was a hit.
That was a hard hit. The 16 and the 5 just drove into the side of the 9, had no place to go. The Martin and Biffle took the hard hits right there. And then you see 24 come into it. 26.
Yeah. Take another look here. Watch. You see Casey Kane, the Budweiser car. He's going to make a run, and Allmendinger is going to take him all the way to the grass on the block.
Yeah, and I think Allmendinger, I think AJ felt like, okay, I'm this far down. He's not going to be there now.
I mean, right in front of Mark Martin and Biffle. Who's that? Is that Truex in there too?
Yeah, Truex is in there.
Yeah.
Here's a 39 that we saw come off of turn 3, just in the gas.
At our time before Juan Pablo gets up on his tail, unless he makes a mistake. And he's got such a good car. That's what the key to this race is. Like Andy said at the beginning of the show, stay on the track. Don't make any mistakes.
If I was Brad Parrott, I'd be telling him, just take your time here. You got plenty of time. Don't try to make it happen here too quick.
All right, Juan Pablo Montoya. What a run today, by the way, for the 41 car of Pruitt. And there's contact. Montoya and Pruitt come together. Montoya, they spin around through the grass and dirt goes Montoya. Pruitt's car has yet to fire. And the caution is out.
I will tell you, I would have never believed that in a million years. Juan Montoya is just so excited and just pressed the issue a little bit getting into turn 1. My gosh, it's bad news when you take your own teammate out. And I know he didn't mean to do it. It's probably killing him right now. This happened.
It looked like to me there was a little, there's enough blame to go around there. Scott could have seen him under him right there, maybe giving him just a little bit more room. You know that did mean for that to happen, but boy, I'll tell you what. Ooh.
And you see the look there on Brad Parrott's face, and you saw the very stern look from the team owners a moment ago, Chip Ganassi, who told our Jamie Little, the only team orders we have is don't wreck each other, which is just what happened.
Let's take a look at this. As he gets into turn 1, he darts out underneath them. Oh, no, that's a tough one right there, guys. It really is, because he's kind of got the spot on the 41 of Scott Pruitt. But when you get in that situation, things happen really, really quick. Let's watch it one more time. He's committing. Tell you what, I really think that Juan Pablo just pressed that issue just a little too much. He's had such a great car. I would have probably waited another corner. Last thing Ganassi Racing wants to see, but it looks like Montoya's in a position he wants to be.
The 31 car right behind us, right there. You see him right there. This is a shot from the Singler car. This is a bumper cam. We hope that camera's still there at the end of 500 laps. 100. He's in trouble, though. I mean, we're hearing maybe he's got a left rear tire that's flat, and right now the problem is he's trying to get to the bottom where he can get to the entrance of pit road in turn 3.
He made contact with his teammate, the 30 car, and that cut the tire down. These fenders stick out far enough now that they just rip their left rear tire when they make contact.
Now it's down on the rim.
Yeah, he's going to stay out there, and hopefully he wants it.
He's about to lose it. It's still come around right in front of Hermie Sadler. The caution is out. If he can get it going, he can stay on the lead lap. But I don't think he's going to get it going.
He'll get the break. He'll be only car lap down.
I believe you're right. I think he'll have to wait. I don't think you can get the free pass if you are the car that brings the caution out. We'll have to check on that.
And we will. In the garage, Joe Ruttman and Andy Hillenberg. By the way, Hillenberg's been released from the infield care center. He is okay after pounding the wall in turn 3. Now here's the first contact Darrell spoke of.
Yeah, the 30 car, he get together right there. They start banging on each other. They make enough contact. That left rear tire sticking out there. Left rear, right front usually causes some kind of damage.
From Johnny Saunders on board. And from Hermie Sadler, there's Robbie Gordon's spin right in front of Hermie.
And that slow spin like that makes it difficult to decide which way to go.
Oh, spins. And Vickers hits the wall, contact with the 99 of Scott Speed, and it's going to hurt Vickers more than it will Speed.
You see these guys still trying to race back to the line.
Yeah, he was on the inside of Mike Bliss trying to take that spot away.
Vickers was running 5th at the time, and here we go. Vickers is not too happy with Scott Speed. Now, these are Sprint Cup teammates.
You can't tell it right now.
No, and I'm not sure this is over yet.
I don't think so.
No, he wants a little more of them.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
And then he brake checked him, so that's going to be good.
I'm never a fan of this. I don't like seeing guys tear race cars up after the race. Yeah, Brian Vickers still fighting hard to try to get by Bliss. Has to check up, and he gets hit from behind by his Cup teammate, Scott Speed.
And then at the end result, of course, we saw a little bit of contact from the 32 on the cool-down lap, and it certainly didn't look like the 32 was very cool.
Busch in that 2 got such a run through the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to take second spot away from Burton. Here comes his brother Kyle to the inside.
And almost wrecked him.
I told you. There he goes.
I told you.
I told you.
Oh, my gosh.
Checkers are wreckers.
That boy's got a lot of talent. If only he can harness it on a weekly basis.
How'd you like to be the referee in that family?